First of all, it's great if you decided to break up with a narcissist. This requires a lot of strength and courage. It can be a long and painful road before recognizing and accepting that someone is a narcissist or constantly shows manipulative behavior. It can feel judgmental to use this label on a person, and feeling this can make it harder to accept the truth. Therefore, I like to focus on behavior shown by a person instead of the label narcissist. It's important to focus on the feeling and energy that this person gives you in general, what's important to you in a relationship, and to know that you can trust your intuition. The fact you are watching this video means you're following your intuition, and this person is probably draining your energy. It's time to choose for yourself again. I hope this video can be helpful and of support to you in your process. Narcissists can be very charming, and they have the ability to make you feel great about yourself. They make quite an effort at the start of the relationship by showering you with gifts, compliments and affection. Sadly, this doesn't last, and things will go downhill because they don't really care about you or your feelings. The love is conditional. It's impossible to have a healthy, balanced relationship with a narcissist. A narcissist will drain your energy and try to control your mind. Mostly, they want to create a dependency on them and be the center of your universe. Therefore, it can be very difficult to leave them, as they have worked to become the main attraction of your life. This means it will take courage to leave your narcissist, but in the long term, leaving is necessary for your emotional well-being. No, you will recover and become stronger. A relationship should be balanced and about honest communication, kindness, love and caring for each other. So, here's what to expect and know when breaking up with a narcissist. The first thing to expect is love bombing and blaming. These opposite responses can happen literally in the same few seconds. The narcissist will first tell you how amazing and great you are, and that he or she needs you forever. If you don't respond as they wish and call the narcissist out on its abuse, the mood can switch in a second. They could start blaming you for everything and making all kinds of accusations. They see themselves as the victim and thus will blame you. It's best to try to stay out of their game and ignore emotional attacks or love bombs. It's their behavior, not yours. Stay focused on the fact that the relationship doesn't work for you anymore. The second is to be prepared for lies. They need your love and admiration, and they will work for it. Narcissists will lie about anything, even if they don't have to. There's no conscience or regret about anything. A narcissist is an actor playing a role which they fully believe themselves, and unfortunately, you are a part of it. As a narcissist fully believes their own truth, it's important to look at actual behavior shown and to trust your intuition. The third possible thing to expect is a narcissist threatening with suicide. Obviously, this is a complicated and sensitive subject. Sadly, I've seen this used as a strategy several times by my narcissistic father when my empath mother showed her doubts about their marriage. I'm a bit hesitant to advise on how to deal with it, as the context of the situation is important. When dealing with a narcissist, your intuition and underlying feeling will tell you it's a strategy, and it's important not to respond emotionally. In the end, know that you're not responsible for the behavior of others. Threatening with suicide is a more extreme reaction and could occur when a narcissist feels cornered and that they are losing control over you. Now, the fourth thing to expect is basically all other kinds of manipulation. If you break up with a narcissist, they will attempt to negotiate or persuade you to change your thoughts. They don't like that they don't have control. It's hard to understand for them. Someone wants to break up with them. They will promise that they will change or ask for another chance. They might say they don't give up so easily on the relationship and think you both should work on it. If they choose to emphasize the positive side, they will be cheerful about possible vacation plans or steer the conversation to something they are excited about to do in the future with you. If this doesn't work, they can switch to the negative side in an instant to things like, "You will never find someone else," or "You'll be lost without me." They will always look for doubts and uncertainties in your attitude or words and test different responses if needed. Know that they thus will try all sorts of manipulation and that they will probably find some triggers in you. This means it's hard to leave them for good, as they try to create doubts and uncertainty concerning your decision. Therefore, you need to know for certain you will break up with them, so you will have the courage to stick with it. Know that it will be a great decision long term. The fifth thing is that it's important to stay out of touch and remember why you ended it. To go no contact will take strength, but it's essential to recover and grieve in a good way. Shut them off completely, as they will only consume your energy and trigger old negative thought patterns. You decided to not let them control you or your energy anymore, and you want to stick with that. They can't control or try to manipulate you if they have no ways to contact you. A risk of contact will be that you fall into old patterns before you even know it. Therefore, remember clearly why you ended the relationship and why the relationship wasn't balanced or loving. Don't question your decision by thinking only about the positive times and compliments, but remember how the relationship made you feel in general. Did the narcissist stimulate you to become a better person or develop positively? A tip is to write down the reasons you broke up as a reminder. Remember that the narcissist won't change, and decide you want a more loving relationship. The sixth thing is to be prepared for the possibility that there won't be much hesitation for a narcissist to quickly move on. They will look for a replacement and don't feel much about earlier relationships. When there's no more use for you, or they definitively lost control over you, you are out of their minds. It's possible you quickly will see happy pictures or hear nice stories about finding a new love. They are, after all, skilled in seducing or love bombing someone else who lets their guard down or is vulnerable at that time. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that someone else will get a better version of the narcissist. It sadly will be a new victim getting the same treatment, not yet aware of what is going on. The seventh thing is to know that you will feel sad and it's okay to grieve. Your relationship just ended, which will always be difficult. You tried to make the relationship work and had an emotional connection with your narcissistic ex. You possibly had a vision or dream about the future and you thought your partner was a certain way. Your feelings and love were real, and in a way, it's not important that your partner did not feel the same. You will feel sad and grieve, having to let those feelings and possible future go. That's perfectly normal. A relationship with a narcissist can be very energy consuming, so it takes time to recover. Breaking up is a process, and you will eventually move on. You can trust your reasons why you've ended the relationship and be proud you freed yourself from a toxic environment. The eighth thing is that it's normal that you still think about the narcissist after the breakup. They meant something for you, so naturally you will think about it. You might question your own judgment because they seem to be so nice and caring. Sometimes they even have work at which they help a lot of people. How can someone like that be a narcissist? If you ask yourself these questions, think about the relationship as a whole again and how they made you feel about yourself. You will know the relationship was not healthy, and you will know that there is emptiness beneath the surface, and it's all an act. The ninth thing is that it's important to gather support around you. As mentioned before, narcissists don't tend to easily accept a breakup not initiated by them. In dealing with a divorce, they might not want to negotiate at all, and they will drag out the process of breaking up if they can. It can be helpful to get support from someone with experience in how narcissists work. Also, I would advise letting some of your friends or family know about your situation. You will need support. It's possible the narcissist tried to create a dependency on them, which could have resulted in you having less quality contact with your family and friends. They sometimes try to push you away from your support system. If this happened, you might feel ashamed or be scared to make contact again, Try to trust the intention of your friends and family and to ask for help. The last thing to be aware of is that you could get negative thoughts and feel shame when you start to see things more clearly. You probably become aware of the narcissist's behavioral patterns. You could feel a sense of shame when you realize what happened and see how you have been manipulated. Other thoughts could be that you were too naive, or you might feel regret or anger. You may wonder why you wasted so much time on them and how you could be so stupid to be fooled. Recognize these thoughts and please understand these thoughts aren't fair. Try to be kind to yourself. Remember that a narcissist is the master of manipulation and that you don't stand a chance in this game itself. Especially if you weren't familiar with the extent to which such manipulation can occur. In hindsight, you might see the signals or the warning signals from family and friends, but it's not fair or useful to blame yourself for the past. You can know someone else will do this. It happens to a lot of people. Learn from the past, but don't blame yourself for it. Recognize why you were vulnerable to this manipulation. Next time, you will know your boundaries better, but at this point, just be proud that you managed to stop it from happening and that you ended it. Now, if so, don't blame yourself for still being with a narcissist. It can be hard for other people to understand why you stay with them, but the manipulative game can go very slowly. They violate boundaries step by step and continue to be able to pull off more extreme or abusive behavior. When realizing the truth, you will see the damage that was done. You will also realize relationships shouldn't be like that, and I hope you know that you deserve to be treated with respect and that you are worthy of real love. After breaking up, it's important to learn about hoovering. It is called hoovering when a narcissist tries to suck you back into an abusive relationship. It's essential to learn more about hoovering. And to do so, I recommend watching my video going deeper into this behavior. It's important to try to create a kind and compassionate mind to yourself. It can be tough, but it's time to focus on what is happening now and not dwell in the past. Focus on positive thoughts and try to be proud of taking over the control of your life again. Create an empowering story for yourself, a belief, and knowing that this experience will make you stronger. Try to take steps to get to know your loving self again. Do the things you love and appreciate yourself and your own company. Try to forgive yourself and be kind to yourself. Working on self-love is a process, so all small steps are great. You probably treat people that are important to you with love and respect. Allow yourself the same love, patience, and forgiveness you give to your loved ones. Thank you for listening, and I wish you strength, kindness, and love.